Shalom, I'm Rabbi Jonathan Ginsburg of the Ezra Habonim Now's Township Jewish Congregation. This is the third in the series of Jewish values, starting with value number 7. This value is Emunah, belief, in the concept of Adonai Echad, one God. The central piece of Jewish liturgy is the Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. We don't believe in no gods. We don't believe in 2 gods or 3 gods or 50 gods. There's just one God, and God is everything. And we call that God Adonai Eloheinu, several names. In fact, the Talmud, rabbinic literature, has many names for God, but it's all one God. We believe in that God. In fact, the 10 Commandments begin, I am the Lord thy God who took you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. You shall have no other gods before me. Don't make any idols. Those are the basic ideas of Judaism. Maimonides in the 13 Principles of Faith spends the first 5 principles of the 13 talking about the nature of God. It's right only to pray to God. God always was and always will be. There'll never be a time when there isn't God. God doesn't have any form or function. Has no tangible essence other than the beauty and mystery that God is. God is everywhere and God cannot be seen. Those are the aspects of Emunah, of belief, the foundational idea of Judaism. God is one. Now for value number 8, we turn to another concept called Darchei shalom, societal peace. That we always try and do things to make sure that there's peace. Peace in the house, which we call shalom Beit, domestic harmony, and Darchei shalom, the ways of peace. That we should try and strive to get along with all of our neighbors, all the people that live in our culture and our society in a peaceful way. That we should treat all people fairly and equally to preserve peace among the community. We always pray for peace, not only for our home, for ourselves, but our community, our city, our village, our state, our nation, and the world. Darchei shalom. Value number 9 we call Ger. Now Ger means stranger in the Bible. And the Torah tells us, perhaps more than any other idea, that we should love the stranger. There should be one law for stranger and Israelite alike. Now that may not be surprising to you, but think about the world and how poorly strangers are treated. The Jews have always been viewed as outsiders, as strangers in a culture, and always have been mistreated. There have been very few times in Jewish history where Jews were warmly welcomed and included and treated equally, and always pointed out was the differences of the Jew. In fact, think about the Purim story and the Scroll of Esther and Haman's indictment to the king that we're a different people, dispersed abroad in the land that don't follow the king's ways. Well, the Torah, because of that, has a very different attitude, an opposite attitude. God identifies God's self in the 10 Commandments as a God who took you out of Egypt, took us out in order to teach us the idea that we should not treat the poor and the stranger differently, to love the Ger. Now, there were classically 2 different kinds of strangers, of Gerim. One group was the Ger Toshav, the stranger that dwelt among the Jews, that didn't become Jewish, but lived as a Jew. Another was a Ger Tzedek, somebody who chose to join the Jewish people. And whatever you've heard about rabbis having to discourage converts, that was because people in a prior time were killed if they converted to Judaism, and if you converted someone, you were killed. But that is long past, and today we should warmly welcome and encourage people to join the Jewish people. And for people who are not Jewish, who are strangers in that sense, of course they should be treated equally. We should love the stranger, love the Ger. It's one of the basic ideas and foundational values of Judaism. And so we have values 7, 8, and 9 to review. The idea of one God, 7, number 8, the ways of peace, Darchei shalom, number 9, to treat the Ger totally as you would anyone else. Values 7, 8, and 9.